O'Reilly actually did cover the IPCC report, the most recent one, and he noted, as as the IPCC said, that it's going to affect people in poor regions much more heavily, and this is what he had to say about it.
Big front page article in the New York Times that says the Earth is in peril, grave danger, especially for the poor, who apparently are going to be harmed by man-made climate change more than others. A UN report says that, but again, nobody really knows whether it's true.
I know. It's
if only somebody had looked into it rather than simply asserting it.
What? And maybe if only we had a way to figure out how to tell if these things are true. Like they're like a math or something that we could use for that.
Yeah.
It would just no.
Scientific investigation, perhaps a method that had been developed over a couple of thousand years. That would be useful.
That would be cool.
And I love that it's surprising to him that it might harm the poor more than the rich. I think that it's possible that that's true, since everything harms the poor more than it harms the rich. That's what makes them so damn rich.
Or again, if you have an assertion that you don't believe in, you're like, this UN report puts out this assertion that apparently, well, tell us what they said and tell us why it's wrong.
Yeah.
In 2011, Bill O'Reilly really was hating on Tesla. Tesla was part of the Department of Energy loan program that sort of helped companies get over that valley of death in venture capital funding, where they can actually scale up to be a useful and product that they can actually sell at scale. So Bill O'Reilly back in 2011 said, Tesla is bad and I can't believe we're wasting money on this, and when is the government going to be held accountable for this kind of thing? Well, it turns out now Bill O'Reilly actually thinks Tesla might not be so bad.
But I'll give you one concrete thing that all responsible people should be rooting for. On 60 Minutes last night, they reported on the Tesla electric car, which is a game changer. Car runs extremely well, looks good, doesn't use gas, no gas at all. Now that car in the next few years could be available in millions at a decent price. So everybody on the planet should be rooting for Tesla. I mean, everybody, even the traditional car companies that'll have to compete. If Tesla can make a clean car, the entire automotive industry can. Therefore, the air would be cleaner everywhere, and our wallets thicker. So let's get on it, people. But there will be resistance. Many conservatives don't believe in global warming and oppose alternative energy. I hope you guys rethink the energy part. I completely understand that many in the green lobby are self-righteous, arrogant, and dumb. But we would all be better off if clean, cheap energy becomes the norm.
Because they're dumb.
Arrogant and dumb. I wonder who else that could apply to.
Yeah, by the way, I assume he doesn't watch his own channel, because a lot of the conservatives talking out against Tesla are hosts on Fox News.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things. We covered this back on the Brad blog on April Fool's Day for our Green News report that happened to be on April Fool's Day, so we called it April Fox Day, and we went through and dragged all of the, well, not all of them, as many as we could fit into our short podcast. There were so many we had to drop of Fox News just blatantly lying, throwing out just some crazy stuff, man. Yeah. Like, remember, I don't know if you recall, the Fox Business reporter said that Germany is doing so well with their solar industry because they get more sun than we do, which is of course not true. I don't think she ever looked at a map.
Significantly closer to the sun than us, I believe.
Yeah, actually physically moving their part of the earth closer to the sun. That's how they do better. So,
I'm just wondering how Bill continues to compile this. Obviously, maybe it's not his responsibility, maybe he doesn't have to, but when he says everyone should be getting behind Tesla, because I was one of those guys who wasn't, and I've been convinced. It's fine to say that, You can have been wrong before, but, whatever the agenda was back then, it doesn't matter now. But then after brings it up, then the air will be cleaner. Point out that you don't think the air is dirty. You just said it. You're like, well, there was a crazy fucking UN report that came out that said the air is dirty and everything is changing in our world. If you want to believe that bullshit, then the air can be cleaner. Like, you keep running. Again, there's another collision of logic that I'm trying to figure out where they're trying to convince people of where they're trying to go with this.
I don't think Bill O'Reilly really thinks about what he says. Once it's out of his mouth, he forgot he said it, because he shows zero awareness whatsoever that he actually at one time panned and hated on Tesla so badly and said that they should not have gotten any money, which of course now we realize he's against it. So, he can't make up his mind about what his thing is.
Yeah, it just doesn't make, I understand we're often seen as like boosting Tesla, and early on I have to admit we were doing it because we were hoping we would get Teslas, but they didn't give them to us, and yet we still like like the company. I'm stuck with my Chevy electric vehicle. But I just don't understand their opposition to Tesla. It would be fantastic if any American company was doing as well as Tesla and could potentially, like they're doing well internationally now. Like this is a car company that over the course of the next decade could become massive internationally, and not just by making trucks and getting other countries to buy them, but through actual innovation, something that our car industry hasn't had in a number of decades. Conservatives should be thrilled about that. But either their knee-jerk opposition to any implication that the climate's getting worse, or possibly the fact that it's a Silicon Valley company and they feel distrustful of intellectuals, causes them to be against something that represents everything about capitalism they say they like.
Well, the basis of their arguments aren't based in real capitalism, of course. We've known that part. I'll skip that. But they can't allow themselves to admit what the previous problem was. Again, nowhere in that part, maybe I didn't see the whole episode of Bill O'Reilly's show. I don't think he mentioned that Tesla was given those grants or given all this money to do the research to eventually come up with this great car company and this great idea that he now supports. Because if he said that, they can no longer, for the next thing, rail on the government for giving any money for any research that's actually going to do anything for anyone else, stem cell. So then when those like things happen, all their arguments start falling apart and people go, wait, maybe funding from the government for worthwhile projects is a good thing. And also he has to say these stupid ass libs that I agree with now are still stupid, so still don't listen to stupid libs because I might disagree with them again. Just so you can stay on my side. They can't collapse their...
Just making sure.
Yeah.
You get that, leave that more.
There's pillars of the Republican argument, and it's government sucks, liberals are stupid, and they have to keep those in place.
Even though they think the government was right in this case and the liberals are smart.
You can't mention it.
Exactly.
Can't say that. Can't acknowledge that. So.